I need coffee.
And welcome back. Here's a live look at 80 at Wells to get you started on your day. Not too bad out there. Sun slowly starting to come up. Traffic, not bad either. A little chilly, 43 degrees to get you started on this hump day. All right, let's go ahead and turn down to what is trending online. And for the day, it's a good one, this topic. It's another day and another scandal for the NFL after one player was flagged for unsportsmanlike conduct. What did he do? He prayed after scoring a touchdown. Kansas City Chiefs cornerback Hussein Abdullah intercepted a Tom Brady pass Monday night and took off for the TD. But after he scored, he knelt down in a Muslim prayer, drawing a 15-yard penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. Now, the NFL rules prohibit players from celebrating while on the ground, but on Tuesday, the league said that the referee botched the call. Many observers have added to noting that Christian players celebrate big plays by kneeling in prayer. So what's the difference? Remember Tebow? Everything Tebow? Yeah, a lot of people saying it's the same thing. Okay, Bill thinks Tebow is awesome. So is this guy, because apparently they whooped the pants off the Patriots. So we're asking people on Facebook, sorry, Studebaker, was this a batched call Monday night? What do you think? Is there a double standard? And do you think that the referee should be suspended or punished for the mistake? Well, Aaron writes in and says it's not the referee's job to know every player's religious faith. The real issue should be why the NFL is throwing flags for non-penalties. Janet says the coach and his team players in the locker room in the locker room before the game, during a game, and at the end of the game. So why is it okay for him not to pray? And finally, David writes in saying, who cares? He could have started mixing together a cake to celebrate for all I care. 6 points is 6 points. All right, that's a look at what's trending today. We'd love to hear what you have to say. You can post your comments on our Facebook page. Bill?
You remember, Melissa, watching the NFL and how fun the games would be when you had things like the Icky Shuffle and the Redskins doing their big old fun party dance. I think the NFL needs to cool it. It's hard to score a touchdown in the NFL. Let them celebrate a little
I agree. Let them celebrate, especially when it's when you intercepted a ball from a Tom Brady pitch there. I mean, that's incredible.
Pretty boy Tom Brady.
Yeah, come on. And I can call it a pitch if I want to, Jaybird. That's right. This is my segment. I want to be, and I can call it a pitch if I want to. Okay, it wasn't the correct word. Sorry.
Pass.
Pass
is what you're meaning. All right, we'll pass on the next one. Let's toss it now to Samantha Boatman. She's got to look at your latest Boatman bargains on your Wednesday. Hello, Samantha.
Hey, Bill. Yeah, Jaybird always ruining all that fun. I have some great Yelp check-in deals for your hump day. Jaybird's not allowed to have any of these. By checking on in the Yelp app, you can get a free beer or hot sake with an all-you-can-eat order at Kitsmo's Sushi. You can also get $5 off happy hour martinis over at Roxy. Yeah. And if you check in at these places, you'll get a discount or something for free as well. A check-in at Antique Angel Wedding Chapel will get you 5% off any silk bouquet. Also, a check-in at Lincoln Lounge will get you 50% off an Orphan and Barrel barter house. And a check-in at The Nest will get you 15% off any one item. Sorry, I'm having some eye problems here today. Hard to see that screen. Also on RetailMeNot.com, Starbucks is offering a $20 off $80 or more on their website just in time for the holiday season. At the Apple Store, you can get an iPhone 5S for $99. Now on to LivingSocial.com. They're offering a $45 admission fee to Run for Your Life from brain-eating zombies at the Red Run 6 Mile Zombie Manifestival in Virginia City on Saturday, October 11th. You can register for this race with this voucher by Friday, October 3rd. So you only have 2 more days to do it. Those are a look at some of your deals. Now the camera's really close. Bill, I'm going to toss things over back to you.
I just want to get a closer look at you, Samantha. Well, one community, one pack. Fox 11's Alex Sachs, a proud Nevada alum. She's taking us live to University of Nevada campus, where you are invited to join in the week-long homecoming celebration. Also still to come, nowadays you can find cameras. What the? Cameras almost anywhere. We're going to take a look through the lens of a camera, keeping a close eye on one particular body part, all for a good cause.
What the heck?
Out at 73 yesterday in Reno Sparks. That is 3 degrees below average. Even cooler today, what the numbers are looking like coming up.
Morning, Glenn.
Morning, how are you?
Alive. That's all I can say. For the first time, I tried something new last night.
Oh, you sure you want to tell me about this?
Actually, we had pizza because we didn't get the chicken thawed out that we were going to bake. But it was a new thing that had a black Angus steak and roasted garlic.
Ooh, was it
And
good?
It didn't taste bad. But
Is it repeating on you this morning?
well, not so far this morning, but last night I had a hell of a time getting rid of it. I had to drink beer and everything, and finally, about midnight, I finally got to bed. But every time that garlic was something else. I was brushing my teeth and everything. It was like it wouldn't go away.
I think it depends on how much garlic they put in there.
Quite a bit, actually.
Yeah.
Because it's actually, they use a garlic sauce. Then, of course, the cheese, the black Angus meat, along with green onions and roasted garlic itself, along with mushrooms.
Jeez.
It was good, but
I had a sandwich last night.
the sandwich. Well, we took out a chicken out of the deep freeze. We were going to bake it last night, and we got all the stuff to do so, but when the wife got home, it was still frozen. So I was like, oops. Something that we do around here in the garage and that kind of stuff in the wintertime, we just leave food sitting out because it's cold enough in the garage says it's frozen. We don't have to put it in the freezer, but it's not quite there yet.
Yeah, it can get so windy here
Good
in
morning
Wyoming.
and welcome back to Mornings on Fox 11. Starting at 43 degrees in Reno with 36 in Carson City, 34 in South Lake Tahoe, and only 27 in Truckee with 40 in Fallon. So a cool start out there. Fog less and less of an issue as we move farther and farther away from that storm. Back on the weekend, all that moisture from that storm was the source for the fog that we had yesterday morning, the day before as well. Now becoming less and less of an issue. Clear skies out there, lots of sunshine for the day today. And high pressure is going to build in over time, but it's going to take a little while to do it. So for now, temperatures are still going to be kept cool by easterly winds, but high pressure will start to build in, and that's going to change our wind direction and help us to warm up quite a bit as well. About 10 degrees warmer tomorrow than today, and we'll gain even more heading into the weekend. 59 in Austin, 65 in Fallon today, east winds 5 to 10 miles per hour, 65 in Carson City, 63 in Silver Springs, and in the Truckee Meadows we should top out at 66 in Reno today. Pretty chilly overnight lows tonight, so protect the plants as we head into the weekend, though.
Chilly.
We'll be warming up with plenty of sunshine. Back to you.
All righty, Tim, thank you very much. Well, it is homecoming week, and that's why I'm chewing the blue gum for Nevada Wolfpack gum, silver and blue. Yep, Alex Sachs joins us from the quad on campus with more. I know she's in blue. Good morning to you, Alex.
What's going on in Tucson, Mike?
Well, nice and cool this morning, in the 50s again.
Oh, that's cool.
It is nice.
I know it cooled down here last night. I slept like a rock for the first time in about a week, which is nice.
When the windows are open at night and it's nice and cool out.
Yep.
Yeah.
I used to get hollered at when I was in high school. I was living in Hammond, Indiana, and I would open the window, which was right next to my bed at nighttime in the wintertime, and everybody thought I was nuts. No, I thought it was comfortable. First of all, that all my friends would come over by the window and, we'd crawl in and out the window and all that good stuff, but that was another story. That was the good old days. That's why you could get away with that stuff. Can't do it anymore.
Nope.
Had a lot of fun in high school.
Yeah, me too. A lot of stories.
All righty, Alex, thank
some
you
I
so
don't
much
want
for
to tell.
that. Well, October's also Breast
I
Cancer
know.
Awareness Month. We're going to tell you how one PSA is strapping on a camera to a woman's cleavage, all for a great cause. Eyes up here, fellas. Plus, we've got some important information for those who frequent the RTC buses, why you should expect some changes to some of your routes this Friday.
Changes. Turn and face the infrastructure changes. Time may change me, but I can't get change.
And the change machine is out and all that good stuff.
Oh no, right? Yes, riding the bus back in the day.
Yeah. I was actually at one of those auto checkouts early yesterday morning at the grocery store, and I go to put my money in, and I'm so tired, no coffee yet, and I see this big note right smack in front of my face that says, doesn't have any change, you got to use a card.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Well, I was looking at the card. It's just this massive note is in front of my face the whole time, and I haven't had any coffee yet, so I can't see anything. Even if I'm reading it, it doesn't make any sense to me.
Did you get your money back?
Yeah, I was able to put. I had a card. I was able to use it.
That's good.
I miss money.
You guys just want to wake me up for this next segment here?
Yeah, we'll just yell, Glenn. We're, what, 20 minutes away?
Yeah, something like that. I miss having money. And I would go into the store, and here they still have them, slot machines in all the grocery stores. And I would take my change that I would get, the coin, and put it in the slot machine. And I would go for like 6 months with never having to pay for dinner, because I would win back what I spent at the store. And it was great. I thought it was great. And I used to do that a lot, but now
It's funny.
you got to put dollar bills into the machines,
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's not changing anymore, so I miss doing that.
Yeah.
But now the machines are so high, their percentage rate, you can't win anything.
I've been to Reno like twice, and that was just flying through.
Bill Frankmore,
Play the nickel machines at the airport.
Melissa Carlson,
Yeah, they're fun.
and weather with meteorologist Tim
Never won a
Studebaker.
thing.
This is Mornings on Fox.
Mornings on Fox.
And welcome back, everyone. Well, they stick cameras just about everywhere these days, but how about a camera keeping an eye on the eyes looking at cleavage? All for a good cause, though. Jeannie Moe says raise your eyes and also raise your awareness.
Smile, you're in candid. Bra camera? Oh yeah, that's a camera, not a button, out to catch people checking out her cleavage. Whether ordering coffee
Can I get a flat white, please?
That's entrapment.
or just walking on the street and there's a little
I
bra-shaped
agree.
counter underneath to track every sneak peek. And it's all to raise awareness, not of oglers, but of breast cancer. Because after all the subtle glances
Nice to meet you.
and the fixated stares, men and even women looking with amusement or disapproval, after all that comes the tagline, your breasts are checked out every day. So when was the last time you checked your own? The 38th look is the wearer of the hidden camera, eyeing herself. Eloise Oliver is an actress.
It was an interesting experience walking around with a hidden camera, but after a while, I think I mastered angling slightly my boobs towards people.
Hello, other person in
Public
Glenn's
service
office.
announcement was created by an ad agency for Nestle fitness cereal.
There's an on-off switch that goes in the inside pocket.
Some think it should have stayed off. For one thing, they say, her cleavage exposure was too blatant. This is just stupid. Of course they're going to look. This is a pink bra hanging out. What do you expect? This is entrapment, tweeted someone else.
Hey!
What is the next
I told you.
installment? The gentleman's crouch cam? We think he meant crotch. And there actually was one of those a couple of years back, though we found the furtive glances unconvincing. There was also a butt cam, but neither butt nor crotch cam were dedicated to a good cause, as the bra cam folks say theirs is. Eyes up! Come on, eyes up! We should note that it wasn't just men and women they caught staring. There was a disapproving toddler and a dog. So is the dog acting like men, or are the men acting like dogs? Whatever you do, just don't try to stop the camera by pressing the button. Jeannie Moe, CNN, New York.
That's bizarre.
Love it.
Okay, so this is my thing. So breasts are just naturally beautiful. And if they're sticking out, and if there's a
Zoinks.
beautiful pink bra around them, I would look too.
See, if I said that, I'd get punched in the face. So
I'm just
glad you said
surprised
it.
how long people looked. It's one thing
Nice.
to glance. It's a
Yeah,
whole
that
other
is
thing to
true.
go like "Grr," and look straight at them for a while.
And I think even for you ladies, if you're in a conversation with somebody with one of those low-cut dresses or whatever,
Yeah.
like I've been in like galas and stuff, and I'm talking to ladies, and they're right in your face there, and you're like, your mind is telling your eyes, don't look down, don't look down, don't look down. And sometimes you just go, and you know you do when you do it, you do it. You know what I mean? You can't help
No, I don't do that.
it. Good for you.
I
all
do.
right.
All right, we'll still to come here on Mornings on Fox 11. The political season is underway, and some candidates are already squaring off. Details behind the battle for state lieutenant governor and attorney general. Mornings on Fox 11. We'll be right back.
Hear from that guy.
That was bizarre.
Jeannie Moses, pretty good.
I don't know. They were saying, and I was up the other day looking around the university here, and I had the opportunity to ride through it. And, you know, they talk about rape and yes is yes and all that kind of good stuff. And I was looking around, and I'll tell you what, some of the stuff that those young girls are wearing, we couldn't wear it when we were in school. They would have kicked us out, you know, and it's like, you know, they're wearing midriff blouses and stuff like that, and shorts that are like, whoa, you know, and she's complaining because somebody's looking, you know, I'm sorry, that's wrong.
Yeah, I think they want people to look.
Certainly they do.
You got look, but don't touch.
Yeah. Unless I say so. It's kind of like, that's an attitude I don't like. But when the roles reverse, it's okay. It's like Bill just said, if I said that, I'd get slapped. He's right.
Life can be difficult to navigate sometimes.
Yes, it can.
Lonely days, lonely nights. I kind of miss the noon format where, you know, we get to, you know, we actually really get to hang out with Melissa and stuff. So.
Yeah, she was there more, but here I guess she's a little bit busier. They've got other things going on.
One of the reasons they don't turn on the, you know, the record the chat, if you will, go live with it is there's no reason. It's just us sitting here for a couple of hours, and most of the time we're working.
Yep.
Yeah.
And welcome back. I'm Melissa Carlson. Time now is 7:28. We are joining you live from Mornings on Fox 11 with your News 4 update. Well, a woman is under arrest this morning in South Lake Tahoe after police say that she hit a bicyclist with her car. 57-year-old Carmel Jennings faces a misdemeanor DUI charge, which could be upgraded to a felony if she's found to have been the one who caused the crash. Police say that it happened Monday night just before 6 near the intersection of Emerald Bay Road and Lake Tahoe Boulevard. Investigators say there's no indication that speeding was a factor in the collision. The victim was not wearing a helmet and ended up with significant head injuries as a result. He was taken to Renown, but no word on his condition as of yet. All right, meteorologist Tim Studebaker joins us now with a look at our forecast. Hi, Tim.
Good morning to you. We're looking at sunny skies out there for the day today. Could be starting with some isolated patches of fog, but they're really less and less over the coming days here as we continue to dry out after that storm from the weekend. So other than that, just sunshine out there. Looking at temperatures right now on the cool side, 36 in Carson City, 27 in Truckee, 43 this morning in Reno, and 42 in Fernley. 7-day forecast today is not a very warm day. We're into the mid-60s for Reno Sparks. Back to the 70s tomorrow, returning to the 80s at the lower elevations by Friday and the weekend. If you're watching us on News 4, we're going to go back to the Today Show now. If you want more local news and weather, come on over to Mornings on Fox 11. We'll get going again after the break.
Come on over. They can actually hear the Google Plus Hangout on the live stream on the website.
Really?
Yeah. So hello, interwebs. How's it going?
Yep, lost the picture. That was weird yesterday when I could see everybody, but you guys couldn't see everybody.
I know. I think it might have been something, just here locally, because all I could see was the still shot. The same with Melissa and them. Always the still shot. So it must have been something in the transmission between where Kempton, because he's in Canada, and Kim is in Missouri. Yeah.
Yep.
So, there must have been something in that transmission where it was stopping it from going across. Yeah, and I guess that's not unusual. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on between here and there.
Solar flare.
It's possible.
Global.
Yeah, global. Global something.
And then, Kim was having all that trouble yesterday.
Global climate
trying to,
disaster.
So there was a lot of issues happening.
Yeah.
I know this morning I tried getting on with my Unix system, and for some reason it didn't want to do it. It kept wanting to load this add-on, load that add-on, and it said, well, put in your password. I put in my password, and it said, nope, that's not it. And I said, get out of here. So I had to reboot.
Well, I'm going to have some fun today because today is the official date of 18 years of global warming pause.
Yay!
This is it today. So
that's awesome.
What's fun is I brought up a list of now 50 items that were supposed to have been caused by global warming.
By now.
Pause for 18.
Fox 11 is looking ahead to your morning commute. We've got the details behind a new reconstruction project that started overnight that may cause you some trouble.
Might.
Plus, the community is preparing for this weekend's university homecoming. Why those who use RTC buses should expect some changes in routes this Friday.
Blame it on homecoming. It's the Wolfpack's fault.
You're watching Mornings on Fox 11, connecting Northern Nevada.
Good Wednesday morning, and thank you for joining us here on Mornings on Fox 11 right now, 7:32.
And welcome to the first day of October. Do you guys like haunted houses?
Not really.
I did as a kid, and I never actually really saw them because I started at the door and I would run straight through them screaming like a banshee. So I don't know why I paid the $20 to get in, but I used to. Now I'm just regretting it.
I get so scared. I just can't handle it. I can't handle people coming at me like this close to my face with a knife near my throat.
I don't even like it right now with you doing it. I'm glad I'm not the only one. Yeah, seriously, I have a bubble. Please don't exit. Please don't enter that. Anyway, I turn around and you're doing something new every time. I'm glad that you guys are the same way. I'm not a fan of them either. I don't like, the chainsaw. I know it's not got the chain on it, but still.
Yeah,
scary.
And people get weird. They get like these different
do.
personas when they're actors doing these things.
Yeah,
I'm
they
like,
get really
stop
into it.
Yeah.
But this being
Stop
said,
it, you weirdo.
I would do anything. I would seriously, I would give my right arm to be in a haunted house with Studi over here.
No.
Because I love to see people get scared. It's like my favorite thing in the world. And Taylor probably.
We need to all go now. We're going.
Put the chain back in the chainsaw and you can give your right arm.
The place to go. That's coming up in just a bit. Your forecast with Stu Baker as well. But first, in your news this morning, right now a Carson City man is recovering after his vehicle rolled over last night in Sparks. They say it happened about 10:30 at the intersection of East Glendale and Meredith Way. Investigators say 51-year-old Nathan Zufeld was traveling at a high rate of speed on Glendale when he failed to negotiate a corner, lost control, went through some landscaping, and then
I think it's the celebration in the end zone.
Time under the dashboard.
Celebration in the down zone?
According to investigators,
Muslim
injuries, police say
okay. I'll take a look at that one quickly too.
This morning, a new reconstruction project is underway on Interstate 580 south of the Spaghetti Bowl. The Nevada Department of Transportation says several worn-out lanes of the freeway need to be fixed or replaced on I-580 between Glendale Avenue and Milano Lane. Officials say some of the freeway concrete is 30 years old. For the next few weeks, initial road work will take place mostly on northbound I-580 between Moana and Plum. Then the major road work will begin in spring. That's when traffic will be routed to the opposite side of the freeway as necessary repairs are made.
Motorists should also expect that there will be some daytime closures throughout this fall and winter, although primarily the work will be nighttime. So we're just wanting to remind everyone to give a little extra time if they're traveling through that area of 580.
I ran into this morning. Some northbound lane closures began overnight at 8 p.m. and will go until 5 a.m. Closures will then continue every Sunday through Thursday. The $12 million project is expected to be completed by next fall.
And if you use RTC buses, there will be some changes to routes on Friday evening as the University of Nevada is hosting the March from the Arch parade downtown. The city's closing Virginia Street between Liberty and 9th to accommodate the parade. It begins at 5:45 Friday night, if you're wondering. RTC routes that'll be impacted are the RTC Sierra Spirit, RTC Intercity routes 3, 4, 6, and 7, so riders should anticipate the possibility of some delays due to the detour around the road closure.
Today through tomorrow, you can go to Jonaswaga's Nugget. They are hosting this year's space conference sponsored by NASA. The two-day event will feature unmanned aircraft systems and vehicles with some of the field's top experts, as well as showcase exhibit booths. One of the highlighted booths is the Challenger Learning Center, where participants can go inside a digital dome planetarium and see what it would be like to explore outer space.
Pretty exciting stuff. All right, 7:36 now as we take a peek outside on your Wednesday morning. Beautiful shot there. Love the color of the sky, Tim.
That's right. It is a gorgeous blue sky out there. We've lost all that cloud cover from yesterday afternoon. Not too many areas of fog out there either. They could be in spots, so just be careful if you come across that. But otherwise, things are drying out. That moisture source for the fog had come from the storm over the weekend. That storm is long gone now, and we're starting to lose that moisture. So fog less and less an issue each and every morning now going forward. 43 degrees in Reno with sunny skies, calm winds out there. We're looking at temperatures very chilly. 39 in Carson City, 27 in Truckee this morning, 34 in South Lake Tahoe, and 41 in Fernley. Lots of sunshine on that radar and satellite shot, looking good. Patchy morning fog still a possibility, but probably not too common. Sunny skies and cool daytime highs. Winds out of the east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Coming up on that 7-day forecast, we're cool for now, but we'll be warming up. Details on that coming up. Back to you.
All right, Tim, thanks. Well, the 9th annual Slaughterhouse begins Friday, but in a new Vegas Little City location. Fox 11's Gianna Georgie is live downtown with all the scary details. Good morning, Gianna.
Look at Antonia. Give me the police chief on the line right now.
Yeah, she's on it. That's her job. What I suggest you do there, Kempton, is whatever the topic, just ramble on for about a minute, and we'll just sit here and nod.
Yeah, or I can stay pretty and then, yeah, but yeah, like still watching and still, yeah. I'm so glad that I think no one expect that it will be so peaceful and so polite. You never have a protest like
guys
where people
quiet, you know.
That's kind of how a protest in Canada would go too, because everyone's so polite in Canada.
What's that? The scream?
Goodness.
Oh no!
It's the haunted house.
Someone's scared. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, okay.
They're doing live shots from the haunted house at the local stadium.
You know, the thing that always disappoints me is there's a difference between horror and scary and blood and gore.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're trying to shock me or scare me.
Mm-hmm.
Gross me out or scare me.
Yeah.
And then there's blood, and then there's Al Gore, so that's completely different.
Yeah.
Got a kick out of when he was vice president. Al Gore.
Al Gore. It's one word. Al Gore. Although people do that to me, though. Mike Shaw.
Yeah. Alright, it's just a bad hair day, I'm sorry.
All right, Gianna, thank you so much. A Kansas City Chiefs player was flagged for unsportsmanlike conduct. What did he do after he scored a touchdown? We're going to talk about that, plus chit-chat with our Google Plusers.
Yay!
Well, this one local school is being recognized nationally. We're going to tell you who's bringing home the blue ribbon. Alex?
Alex at homecoming. I mean, they have 2 reporters on live shots. They must have the biggest budget in local television.
Mm-hmm. One fire, like
the firefighter.
Sky live camera.
No, they've got one. One of them's live at the haunted house at the stadium, and another one's live at homecoming in another part of town.
Like regular
guys.
live truck.
I think so.
That's good.
Melissa would
Good
know.
morning,
for sure.
Melissa.
Good morning,
Melissa.
Good morning. Thanks for coming
Hello.
in. Hey, real quickly, we've got our NFL player story, or actually, the NFL player
Yes.
who was penalized 15 yards, or the team was, because of what he did at the end, and talking about whether or not you think that the ref should now be penalized for the call. Bad call in a stressful situation, who knows, millions of people watching, or he should have known better. And what, in your opinion, does it constitute unsportsmanlike conduct? Again, the NFL has come out and said it was the wrong call, but his initial reaction would have been unsportsmanlike conduct. And what do you think triggered that kind of response? So we've got 2 minutes to talk about this. Our second topic today is going to be the what is our second topic? Oh, unlimited vacation. So if one of you feels if one of you feels like you'd much rather speak about that one, good morning, than the other one, just let me know. Just put it in the chat.
Yeah.
And we have comments on both, so perfect.
I can speak on both, but the vacation one.
Both for me. Okay, I'll do that in the chat. Both for me.
So both for you, and then Glenn, what do you want? Are you good for both?
I'm not a sports fan, so I can only make a quick comment on the first one.
Okay.
I really just
Kempton?
Both for me, lean to vacation. Yeah.
Steve, do you have one you like better than the other?
Really doesn't make any difference. I can do both.
Okay, great. Yeah. And Tony, we have comments on both, right? All right.
5 seconds. Here we go. That's funny.
And welcome back, everybody. Here's a live look at the Spaghetti Bowl to get you started on your Wednesday. Traffic not too bad right now. Give it some time. Leave early if you can. 43 degrees right now in Reno. Kind of chilly. Grab that sweater before you head out the door. All right, let's go ahead and turn now to our trending topic of the day. It's another day and another scandal for the NFL. One player in particular who was flagged for unsportsmanlike conduct for praying. Kansas City Chiefs cornerback Hussein Abdullah intercepted a pass from Tom Brady Monday night and took off for a TD. Well, after he scored, he knelt down in a Muslim prayer, drawing a 15-yard penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. And that's also drawing a lot of controversy around the sporting world. NFL rules prohibit players from celebrating while on the ground, but on Tuesday, the league said that the referee did botch the call. A lot of observers have added in that there's nothing different about this. A lot of Christian players celebrate their big plays by kneeling after a touchdown. You remember Tebow? Hello? Everybody was doing the Tebow after that. So what do you think about it? We're asking Google Plusers to weigh in on this topic. First, starting off right with Mike, who is currently Tebowing. Mike, your thoughts on this one? The NFL has come out and said, listen, the ref got it wrong. It was a mistake. Needless to say, do you think that the ref potentially should face some sort of penalty for making that call?
The ref got it wrong. He made a mistake. If we find refs for every time they made a mistake, they'd go broke, and we'd be looking for new refs. Really, I think the NFL should get out of the celebration in the end zone business anyway. They threw the flag too soon before realizing it was a prayer. They made a mistake. Let's move on.
Yeah, Steve, it seems like Bill and I were talking about this earlier in the show. Remember the days where they were doing all sorts of celebration at the end? Now that's kind of stopped. None of that's allowed anymore. I think we're kind of closing in that box of what's allowed, what's allowed, what's allowed. Do you have a problem with him stopping for a prayer at the end there after his TD? And do you think that the ref should be punished?
Basically, I don't think, I would go back to no celebration at all, but they've been doing that at Lambeau Field all the time with the Lambeau Leap. Prayer at a football game? I don't know. They all say a prayer before they go out there and play the football game anyway. I think that should suffice all the way through the game because they made a touchdown and stuff. I don't know. It's kind of a display that I think is inappropriate because a lot of people don't understand what he's doing. Like the ref, you're going down to your knees, that's a celebration, bang, that's a flag. So I can understand where the rep's coming from, but it's a religious thing, so I don't know. People put too much in religion. Keep it at home.
Yeah, keep it at home. Tony, what do we have on Facebook?
Ted says, I do not remember Tebow getting flagged, so definitely agreeing with the Tebow thing. But David says, didn't you hear the NFL is attempting to break a world record for most flags thrown in a season?
All right, and we're going to get one last comment from Kempton. Your thoughts, Kempton?
Yeah, I think it's totally fine. And let this go. Don't punish the ref or anything. Yeah, it's not worth it. Move on.
All right, we'd love to hear what you have to say. You can go and post your comments on our Facebook page. Bill?
Moving on. All righty, good idea. Thank you so much for that, Melissa. 7:45 now. Well, it is all about the silver and blue as we move on this weekend as the community prepares for Nevada's big homecoming. Fox 11's Alex Sachs is taking us out
When
live.
I said the NFL should get out of the celebrating business, I meant
for the whole
out of they should quit flagging
Let's come
celebrations.
on this edition of Mornings on Fox 11. The state of
Celebrations
California has
are
created
fun.
a new smartphone app. How it's using the Yes Means Yes law to help fight against sexual assaults. We'll explain.
All right, we were a few degrees below average yesterday. Today, even cooler. A look at the numbers for today and a warm weekend coming up after the break. Your weather is next.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to miss that one.
I'll be back for that one, so I'll see you guys in about an hour.
Hey, Kempton,
For
have a
three.
good day.
All right. You guys have a good day. Okay.
Bye, Kempton.
See you. See you.
Yeah? That's okay. That's all right. That's all right. Yeah, no, I mean, I have a general feel for it, but I just wanted to, I don't want to go too long. I just asked Jaybird to ask you to give me time.
NFL
worries.
celebrations are like the best part of the game.
Sometimes
No
some of
worries.
them are entertaining.
Yeah, no
We
problem.
got to do a little dance.
Just let them have fun.
Oh, yeah, not being a sports fan, I have no idea what I'm talking about, but I always thought you scored a touchdown, give the guy a moment to do a little jig or whatever.
Yeah.
And come on, as long as you're not in the other team's face,
Right.
as long as it's not vulgar.
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly and exactly. And the refs, you know, they get evaluated each game, so they're not going to be fined. I don't think they should be fined, but they'll be evaluated. And if their evaluations are not as high as other ref teams, they're not going to be able to make extra money in the playoffs, so that sort of thing. So pay for performance. Well, I got to go to work, you guys.
Okay.
Go to work. Bummer.
Yeah, I know. Wednesday is kind of my long day. So
You don't work from home?
sometimes I do, but today we have our Wednesday meetings downtown, so I have a half hour drive.
It's called the video
Morning and
conference.
welcome back to Mornings on Fox
See you
11.
guys.
We'll
Hopefully
start
tomorrow.
out there, but you know what? The fog less and less an issue days after that storm. So we had a little bit of fog yesterday morning and even more the morning before that. Now things seem to be drying out, so not too much of an issue, but you could run into it this morning on your commute. 43 in Reno, 39 in Carson City, 34 in South Lake Tahoe, down to the upper 20s at 27 in Truckee, and 40 degrees this morning in Fallon to start your day. We have high pressure building in. It's going to take a little time, though, so for now, east winds are going to keep us on the cooler side today, 50s and 60s, depending on where you are. But eventually, that high pressure will start to build into the area, so we are looking at a warmer day tomorrow into the 70s for the lower elevations, and even warmer heading into the weekend. For now, though, 59 in Austin, 65 in Fallon, 61 in Mammoth Lakes, around Lake Tahoe into the low 60s today, with the mid 60s for western Nevada at the lower elevations, and 66 today in Reno Sparks, with 41 the overnight low. Some cool spots tonight, so protect the plants if you happen to have temperatures getting down toward the freezing mark. Up to the 70s by tomorrow, then the 80s for the weekend with plenty of sunshine. Back to you.
All righty, thank you, Tim. Well, Wolfpack fans, work on those howls, get out your face paint, and get ready to bleed blue. It is homecoming week at the University of Nevada. Fox 11's Wolfpack alum Alex Sachs joins us now with more on the events happening this week. Good morning, Alex.
All right, Alex, a lot of people talking about the big game this weekend. Bill, are you going?
I'm going the following weekend. I haven't been invited by my buddy yet this weekend, but if he does, I'll probably go with him.
Yep, I've got tickets for this weekend. Going to go.
It's a sold-out game.
Sold-out game.
And you know what's neat about this, I think, a lot of teams, when they have their homecoming weekend, they will schedule like Little Sisters of the Poor, you know?
Yeah, so they'll be sure to beat them at
teams
home.
that they'll win for homecoming. But Nevada,
Yeah.
scheduling arguably the best team in the Mountain West for their homecoming game shows a lot of confidence. And hey, Nevada's right in there for the Mountain West title. This is a huge game, and then of course Colorado State coming in here. But Colorado State, Boise, and Nevada, I think, are the 3 top teams in the Mountain West, no doubt.
Awesome. And we want to find out who the guy is who does the howl. So if you know who he is, let us know.
Alrighty, thank you, ladies. Well, things are heating up in the race for state lieutenant governor and attorney general as well. We'll get details behind last night's candidate forum. Also, still to come, the CDC is sharing some reassuring words after the first U.S. Ebola diagnosis. Details on how they plan to contain the patient.
And welcome back, everyone. Making national headlines this morning. Right now, a patient with the first case of Ebola diagnosed in the United States is now in isolation at a hospital in Dallas. Andrew Spencer reports health officials are trying to keep the public
I'm seeing a story on TV right now that Tom Wheeler of the FCC.
Exposed.
A man who contracted the Ebola virus flew from Liberia to the United States last month, but federal health officials say the people on his flight are not at risk.
Ebola doesn't spread before someone gets sick, and he didn't get sick till 4 days after he got off the airplane. So we do not believe there is any risk to anyone who was on the flight at that time.
The White House released this infographic Tuesday as it and the CDC downplayed any threat of transmission.
Ebola is not a very contagious disease. It's very deadly and very scary, but it's not contagious. It really only spreads through blood and body fluid, and only when you're symptomatic.
An ambulance the patient rode has been cordoned off and its crew has been isolated, even though officials say they did take proper precautions and did adequately decontaminate the ambulance. The patient has been isolated at Texas Health Presbyterian Hospital in Dallas, as the CDC checks to see if he might have infected anyone when he was showing symptoms.
Once those contacts are all identified, they are all monitored for 21 days after exposure to see if they develop fever.
If they do, the CDC will have to investigate whether they might have infected anyone as well. I'm Andrew Spencer reporting.
Some scary stuff, to say the least. Well, still to come here on Mornings on Fox 11, Northern Nevada's newest UAD company is recruiting you. Details behind their upcoming job fair and how you can attend. We'll be right back.
And welcome back. I'm Melissa Carlson. Your time now is 7:58. We are joining you live from Mornings on Fox 11 with your News 4 update. Well, because fire crews are getting the upper hand on the King Fire, the National Forest Service says that it is reopening some popular recreation areas. The areas now open are the Rubicon Jeep Trail, Wrights Lake, Destination Wilderness, and the east side of the Ice House Road. And there's also been some closures since that are continuing through from September 17th. There are still some active fire scenes. So several areas remain closed to the public at this point. Those include west of Ice House Road, Stumpy Meadows, and the Hellhole Reservoir area where a big portion of that fire has burned through. Fire restrictions are in effect for those areas that are open to the public, so be aware. All right, meteorologist Tim Studebaker joins us now with a look at our forecast. Hi, Tim.
Good morning to you. That fog is not so much an issue today as it was the last couple of mornings, starting to dwindle in popularity now across the area because of the fact that the moisture is beginning to diminish from that storm that came through over the weekend. We're basically looking at sunny skies out there for the day today. Cool start though, 44 in Reno now, 27 in Truckee, 41 in Carson City, and 45 in Silver Spring. So grab the sweatshirt on the way out the door. We're going to be in the 60s today, not very warm. 70s by tomorrow for Reno Sparks, back to the 80s by Friday and the weekend. If you're watching us on News 4, we're going to go back to the Today Show, but if you want more local news and weather, Mornings on Fox 11 continues after the break over on Fox 11.
Political season is underway. We're going to take you to Tuesday night's forum and introduce you to some candidates who are squaring off for state lieutenant governor and attorney general.
Plus, one local elementary school is being nationally recognized. We'll tell you who's bringing home the National Blue Ribbon Award.
You're watching Mornings on Fox 11, connecting Northern Nevada.
Good Wednesday morning, and thank you for joining us here on Mornings on Fox 11 right now, 8:02.
And welcome to the middle of the work week. Also today is Biker Walk to School Day. So if you are headed out the door, just keep in mind that there are going to be a lot more kids on the street this morning for that National Biker Walk to School Day.
And parents out there too.
Yes.
Parents are often a lot clumsier than their kids, so you got to be extra
Do
vigilant.
you know
not
that
to
by
run them over.
experience, Bill?
Yes. I almost tripped over my shoelaces coming down into the studio this morning.
You have fallen down the stairs a couple of times. I can attest
You
to
guys
that.
excited to see Gianna, huh? Did you see that little teaser
Yeah.
for Slaughterhouse?
That's cool. I feel like that's me in the morning, like trying to get ready for the show.
Oh, Studi, we love you. We got a cool day today and then warming up nice, huh?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. We're in the 60s today for Reno, the 50s for some of the higher elevations. Coolest of the 7-day, though. We're warming up by the weekend. We'll have all that coming up.
Sounds terrific. All right, we'll get to that in a bit. First, though, let's look at your top local headlines on your Wednesday morning. Right now, political season, of course, well underway, and candidates for state lieutenant governor and attorney general are squaring off. They met up last night at the Carson City Community Center. The League of Women Voters held the forum to get to know the candidates a little better. Up for lieutenant governors are Lucy Flores, Mark Hutchison, and Mike Little. Attorney general candidates Adam Laxalt, Ross Miller, and Jonathan Hansen also attended.
You can get an interview in the newspaper, but you don't see the real person and the way they respond to questions and how well they speak and so on.
You can find a voter's guide with candidate responses online at the League of Women Voters website, lwvn.org. Early voting begins on October 18th, and the last day for early voting, Halloween, Nevada Day, Friday, October 31st.
Here's something exciting. Today, Northern Nevada's newest UAV company is hosting a job fair. Company officials will be at the Career College of Northern Nevada. 30 different job types through 5 different departments are up for grabs at Ashima. The company is looking to hire flight test engineers, programmers, and other technical positions. 75 to 80 people will be hired for next year, all out of Nevada. Today's job fair at the Career College of Northern Nevada goes from noon until 3 p.m.
And a big congratulations is in order this morning to a local school. It's been named a National Blue Ribbon School by the U.S. Department of Education. The award program designated Collin Ranch as a, quote, exemplary high-performing school. This recognition honors public and private elementary, middle, and high schools where students perform at very high levels, the best of the best. Collin Ranch is one of only 287 public schools and 50 private schools in the country honored at a ceremony in Washington, D.C. This is coming up in November.
Big congratulations. And we mentioned this at the top of the show. Today, Washoe County Commissioners are encouraging people to walk or bike with their kids to school this morning. It's all a part of this year's International Walk to School Day. The day was started to promote a healthy lifestyle while also giving parents and caregivers an opportunity to talk to their children about road safety. And if you've never seen one of these events before, it is pretty cool. A lot of kids out on the street and excited to get out in some fresh air and walk to school. But Tim, a lot of those kids probably bundled up this morning because it's chilly out there.
That's right. I think there's a lot of sweatshirts being seen out and about on the roadways this morning, and we are dealing with some cool conditions out there. Good news is, though, if you are driving to work today and not participating in the walk, you don't have too much fog to deal with. We had it out there the last couple of mornings, but things are drying out now, so the fog is becoming less and less common each morning since that storm ended over the weekend. 44 degrees here in Reno right now with a lot of sunshine, calm winds. We are cool across the area with 30s and 40s showing up on the maps, as well as the 20s, 28 in Truckee, 36 in South Lake Tahoe, 41 in Carson City right now. We're looking at sunshine across the board. Again, there could be some patchy fog out there, but it's becoming less and less of an issue each and every morning. Other than that, sunny skies and cool daytime highs. We're topping out in the 50s and 60s. A look at the numbers going into the weekend with warmer conditions coming up in a bit. Back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Tim. Well, some new creatures are moving into the biggest little city for the month of October. Fox 11's Gianna Georgia is live downtown with more on this haunted attraction. Gianna?
All right, Gianna, thank you so much for that. One company decides to leave the vacation time up to the employees, all in the name of productivity. But do you think that it would work? Plus, how your smartphone and California Yes Means Yes law are carrying together to help fight against sexual assaults.
That's the stuff. Is
That
And welcome back. Here's a live look at 580 at Villanova to get you started on this hump day. Right now, a chilly 44 degrees outside, but sunny. So just make sure maybe you grab a sweater before you head out. Traffic not too bad starting off your day. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at trending stories on Yahoo right now. It is Tracy Morgan. The actor is now firing back after Walmart officials started what they started back of talking about the June 7th crash involving a Walmart truck and a limo carrying Morgan and his friends. They basically saying that it was the actor's fault for not wearing his seatbelt, his injuries, that is. In an interview with Yahoo, Morgan said, quote, "I can't believe Walmart is blaming me. My friends and I were doing nothing wrong," end quote. Walmart officials say that they are willing to work with Mr. Morgan to resolve this matter, but they are. All right, trending now on Facebook is Zombieland. The 2009 film starring Woody Harrelson could be making its way back to the big screen. According to Deadline.com, Sony Pictures just hired screenwriter David Callman to write the sequel. While there is no set time frame for Zombieland 2, Sony Pictures has announced that Harrelson and Eisenberg will star in the film. And trending now on Twitter is #Royals. Man, it's good to be in Kansas City right now. It was a dramatic win in Kansas City Tuesday night after the Royals rallied in extra innings to win a spot in the American League playoffs. The Royals were facing elimination heading into the 8th inning, down by 4, but after a few clutch hits, the game went into extra innings where the Royals walked off in the 12th. This was the first playoff game in almost 30 years for the Royals. They'll open a best-of-5 series on the road against the LA Angels Thursday night. Congratulations to them. All right, turning now to our second trending topic of the day. Billionaire Richard Branson is making headlines once again after announcing that all of his employees will have unlimited vacation. Yeah, the Virgin Airlines founder is ushering in a new era of rested and satisfied workers to avoid burnout and enjoy a more rewarding, work and life balance. Branson has already introduced his no-limit vacation policy to Virgin officials in the U.S. and U.K. and plans to extend it to its subsidiaries. Should it prove to be successful, that is, the new policy allows workers to take unlimited vacation time without the company tracking the hours. Branson says, quote, flexible working has revolutionized how, where, and when we all do our jobs, end quote. Nevertheless, a lot of people not too crazy about this. Other CEOs are already doing this. By the way, there are some other companies that are looking into doing this. He's really the first one, though. Facebook users, we asked you, what do you think about this? Right idea? Does more vacation time actually make you more productive workers? Well, Antonia writes in and she says, this could revolutionize the workforce and workplace, rather. No longer are most employees just working 9 to 5. So why should vacation structure be representative of that old model? It seems like this could really separate the hardworking from the lackadaisical. And Amanda says, try it out. I bet people enjoy working for a company/owner who cares about them. And that's a look at what's trending. Bill, do you think it's a good idea? You like it?
I think when Branson says unlimited vacation, he means anything more than 3 weeks and you're fired. So don't bite the hand that feeds you kind of thing. Don't take over advantage of it. If you've got personal stuff going on and you need 6 weeks or 7 weeks, go ahead and deal with that. But I think it's kind of a slippery slope as far as people taking advantage of that.
Yeah, I think people too would probably feel stressed about, oh gosh, can I take off an extra day? We're always so conscious about, what's PC in the workplace. I bet you're going to find that people are taking less time off because they don't want to be, they don't want to be, one of those.
Yeah, that's how you move up sometimes. All righty, very good. Thank you, Melissa. Well, coming up in just about 10 minutes, we are going to sit down with a Reno firefighter. He's got the details behind how the Reno Fire Department is helping to fight prostitution. Also still to come, how one smartphone app is using California's Yes Means Yes law to prevent sexual assaults. Stay with us.
Good morning and welcome back to Mornings on Fox 11. So the fog is becoming less and less of an issue each morning now that we're starting to dry out after that moisture that we got over the weekend. So now going forward, basically just sunny skies from end to end, from sunrise to sunset. 44 degrees out there for Reno, a cool start, 45 in Carson City, 36 in South Lake Tahoe, only 28 degrees in Truckee to start your day, and 42 this Wednesday morning in Fallon. Now we do have high pressure building in, but it's going to take a little bit of time to do that. So for now, easterly winds are going to keep us on the cooler side, but going into the day tomorrow and further into the weekend, things are going to start warming up for us as that high pressure continues to build in. For today, into the 50s and 60s out there, 59 in Austin, 60 in Winnemucca, and 67 in Tonopah today. East winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. We're looking at the 60s for much of western Nevada, even the lower 60s around Lake Tahoe, but definitely not a very warm day out there. It's 66 in Reno, 62 today in Mogul. 7-day forecast, plenty of sunshine all the way across. Temperatures will be on their way up a little bit for Thursday, back to the 70s, then the 80s by the time we get to the weekend. So a warm weekend out there. Back to you.
Alrighty, very good. Thank you, Tim. 8:19 is the time now as we get you going on this Wednesday. Well, California's new Yes Means Yes law regarding sexual assaults in the state has led to the development of a new smartphone app. Joe Vasquez talks to the app creator and explains.
App on your phone and hand it to your partner.
The Good to Go smartphone app asks two main questions. First, do both partners consent to sex?
No thanks.
If one person says no, then they can't do it. If both say yes, then they are asked, just how intoxicated are you?
It's sober, or you can answer, I'm mildly intoxicated, I'm intoxicated but good to go, or I'm wasted. And if you choose the last one, you will not get consent through our app.
Leanne Allman of San Diego County says her kids in college inspired her to create this app.
They had seen personal instances where friends were either victims of sexual assault or they had been accused, and they knew
Dan, I'm adding that to my reading assignment page to talk about today, that article you sent. And the reason why is, I've talked about this before, most people, even people who consider themselves conservative, misunderstand what that's supposed to be. So one of the first things they list here is, let's see, religious freedoms. Well, a true conservative doesn't want a let's say a nation with just one religion. I'm adding the question. Next one is, well, he sent me an article, 5 ways liberals are much more constitutional than conservatives. And the reason I'm adding this as a topic for today is because a lot of people misunderstand what exactly conservatism is supposed to be, including conservatives. So it says religious freedoms. It's supposed to be any religion you want or none at all. Then it says equal rights. Well, again, the true limited government conservative thought is equal rights for all. It even says voting rights. Conservatives should not be against voting rights. Anybody should be allowed to vote.
No.
But, well,
Citizens,
you're right.
should be allowed to
Yeah,
vote.
no, but I mean, yeah, citizen of the country, of course. But anyway, when you go down, because the liberals will naturally assume, well, conservatives are against voters' rights. Never said that. But then again, a lot of conservatives will misunderstand it too. So I'm actually looking at this from kind of both points of view of even conservatives that I talk to get confused about these issues.
Sure.
Or they consider themselves a conservative, but they're really a statist.
Yeah.
That's
Those-
a better
those
way
are
to
the ones
put
I
it.
have a problem with,
Yeah,
actually.
and that's a
Most of the conservatives around here.
well. This is a great opportunity to once again bring up the statist discussion.
Right.
You know, so
And I'm really trying to find for you, because you can kind of almost coin the phrase as you're growing in the markets.
Yeah.
Right. And when people hear status and the opposite, if we can really kind of coin a phrase, on that, then they think of Glenn Woods.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I've been really looking at what could be an opposite word, even if we somewhat tweak the definition, because it makes sense.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Of status.
Yeah.
Instead of saying liberal, conservative, progressive,
right,
non-progressive, right? Status, non-status just doesn't sound good. So what's the catchy opposite? Even if we just have to tweak a semi-meaning a little bit.
Right.
What's
because
the
one
Glenwood status to this?
Yeah, see, I'm not satisfied with this word, but it makes sense to me. I've said it on there a few times. When I talk about libertarianism, I talk about libertyism. Because even a lot of people think libertarian, they think liberal. No, libertyism is what they're trying to say.
Or they think anarchist psychopaths.
Right.
If they actually know about the libertarian part.
Yeah.
Because they've been infiltrated by the anarchists, legalize all drugs, open up all borders.
Right.
There should be zero government.
Yeah.
Because that'll work.
Yeah. I'm an anarchist socialist. Okay. I come across that all the time. You see it too.
Anarchist socialist?
Yeah. Well, even the Occupy Wall Street movement. These guys are walking around with the letter A. You even see this when the anarchists throw some riot somewhere at some global bank meeting, They have their anarchist shirts on and they have signs saying they're anarchists. In the meantime, they're advocating for socialism. So which are you then? There's that woman who's running for Senate in Montana. I played her audio on the air where she says that she... Yeah.
My dad really hopes, and my aunt really hopes she wins, and it'd be the best thing for Montana and the Democrat Party and politics in general.
Yeah, she flat out says, "Oh, this is socialism." I know it is, and she advocates for it. And then she stops and says, "I'm really an anarchist." Makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah, my dad even sent me the New York Times article on her.
Yeah. Oh, she's a nutball. She really is.
I've been thinking about that though, because me and me have been talking about the status thing, and we need to find a good. Even if the definition isn't exactly correct, you can redefine it in a way, because that's part of, and I know you hate this because we've had all the talks about what the actual.
Well, who says we can't make our own word with a definition?
Right. Or just.
Yeah.
This word.
Right.
Just like most people, when they talk about liberty and freedom, they don't understand it.
Right.
Or look at how the English language is natural.
Yeah.
You and me were talking about, because I said, well, I don't like it. That's out of here.
Yeah.
Like, look how many words you use. completely
Sure.
different word in 1800.
But realize though, my argument was that even when they were having the Constitutional Convention, they argued about the meaning of the words because there was no dictionary.
Right.
But the dictionary settled that and also settled what a word means.
Well, didn't really settle it.
Well, it did when for a while, because I remember even as a kid in school getting into arguments. That's not what that means. Someone would grab a dictionary. Argument over.
Right. No, I thought you meant like Andy Webster.
Yeah.
It took a
while,
couple
yeah.
hundred years for.
But we did have a period of time, though, when a word meant what it meant, because once it made it to the dictionary, it was over. But now if the dictionary is going to start adding whatever the popular meaning is, what's the point of the dictionary?
But at the same time, too, language in complete history, has always combined. I mean, we're combining a lot more with the Latin-based languages now in the English language than we ever did. The English language itself is changing. We have an entire new terminology for like computer systems and all that kind of stuff. And then slang is going to happen because of the intermingling culture. So language is always an evolving process anyway.
Right. But my point would be like, let's go back to gay. The original meaning is a specific kind of happiness. Now, if you want to add some letters to extend the meaning, Gaydom, sure. That's right. Gaydar is a great,
That isn't.
Yeah, it is a word. Yeah, you can extend, the meaning of a word or something like that. But the original meaning of that word always stays the same. As new inventions come around, you add those to the dictionary. Sure. Oh yeah. If we're not using a word anymore, you can go ahead.
There's a ton of words, like say back even in the Civil War, if you read a lot of the letters and whatnot, there are words that we just don't use anymore.
Right. The problem gets to be when I have a conversation with someone and neither of us know what the meaning is, and so we open up the dictionary and we still don't know.
Yeah.
That's a problem. You got to see this guy. Well, you got to come over and look at this guy. He's a nice guy, but this is a weatherman. Whenever he stands there waiting for the camera to come on him, he always has that deer in the headlights look. He just stands there staring, waiting for the camera to come on. He's a nice guy. I just can't stand watching it. Yeah.
Oh, you got BoldRepublic.com?
Yeah.
Is there any way you could ever put listen live this time to this time, just for the Reno?
Oh, yeah, I can put anything you want down there.
Okay. Yeah. Just so that if people in Reno are watching, instead of just going BoldRepublic.com, listen live.
Now, part of the problem would be is when we get called up, all of our pictures here are across the bottom. And so it would cover up. Now, I could put something up in the corner, maybe, but I don't want to upset them with too much. Yeah. But there are 2 Reno talk stations, and they both suck.
Well, I'll work on affiliate sales in a bit.
Well, I'm not worried about that now. I'm just saying when we get to that point.
That conversation with Carl yesterday.
Yeah.
That was an interesting conversation, Glenn.
It was. No, you take a look at our weatherman there.
Yeah, I see him.
Yeah, and he's a nice guy. I really like him, but he always stares like that. And one of the things we're talking about is as we get up on the satellite, because we have affiliate stations, but we're going to go to Westwood One satellite, and that expands our markets that we can get into. And we've been looking at Reno for quite some time. So there's 2 Reno talk stations, and I think both of them are not really good stations. But I'd like to be able to pitch them and get on those stations.
That might be a good idea.
Yeah,
I think people here think differently than in a lot of other states and places, and it's kind of, you got to have money, or they don't want to talk to you. But it's the good old homeboy, type mentality that will get you places.
Yeah.
And once you're there, everybody seems to know about it, and you're welcome and you're part of them as one. But outsiders, we have a lot of transients that come through here, and they kind of, if you haven't been living here more than 5 years, you're not one of the people, if you will.
I've seen like that, like up in North Carolina. My family has a cabin up in the mountains. And those mountain people are family for generations. So if you're not part of the family, it takes a while to get into the community.
Now, I was listening to your conversation I'm reading here. It's about management and, globalization and the different diversities that people have in the workplace. And you were talking about, religious beliefs and, what people think. And when you start getting into these cultures of other countries and stuff, and you throw that in the mix, well, it gets interesting. And basically, I don't know, a lot of people want to, you know, enhance their, for a lack of a better word, roots, if you will, or ethnic background. But yet, that should zero out as we get into globalization because, you know, just like the football player, you know, the guy went to his knees and he was saying a prayer and got flagged. The referee may not have known what he was doing. You know, the referee saw it as a celebration.
Well, this is where the point of the program that I do really is I'm a limited government liberty guy. Yeah. And I think a lot of people who call themselves conservatives still want more government in people's lives, just in a different form than the liberals do. So that's, again, you want government to run people's lives? I don't.
No. No, but at the same time, you have to have certain rules. It's just like
yeah, there has to be some rules, but a few rules. Don't steal, don't rape, don't murder, you know, things like that.
Yeah, but it's like, you know, I don't know, as the conversation where I'm coming from as far as the manager's standpoint, you know, you look at the workers and their wages and this kind of thing. To me, a person should get paid for what they're worth.
Yeah, well, and
not, you know, because they're a woman or because, you know, they're black or whatever, you know, and they say that they get paid lower. Well, if they're doing their job, if they're screwing off,
you get paid based on what you produce for your boss. The more money you make for your boss, the more money you'll make. Enjoying this conversation, Melissa? I can't hear her at all.
Neither can I.
Is she going live?
Yeah.
She's muted.
Now, segment is coming up, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Wrong mouse.
We can't hear you.
Who came over here and muted me?
Yeah.
How did that happen? I just walked up there, I haven't touched a thing, and I was muted.
I muted on my end so I could do some production and not be that
okay.
might have muted you. Okay, I
That's
might
what
have.
it was.
I didn't know I could do that from my end.
I guess you can. Now we know. All right.
I thought it just worked.
All right. Good to know. Good to know.
Glenn.
It's all my fault, man. I tell you.
Yeah.
Glenn, you're fired, but I've rehired you because you're really good with on air. But for 1 second, you were out of here. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
All right, Branson is next, you guys. We're going to be talking about vacation time. Do you think it's a good idea? Obviously, this is great PR for Branson, right? And it makes it seem like he's absolutely wonderful, but we're going to be talking about would people actually take it? Because there's this whole kind of like, gosh, I'm taking more than what's mine.
Yeah. I think Virgin employees would, yeah. And this is not new, right? I mean, Netflix started it, and I mean, at least Netflix has said that, hey, I mean, she read it from Netflix, right? So.
Well, let's see. Let's see. All right, so we've got 2 minutes here, you guys, for this. Stand.
Okay.
And welcome back, everybody. Here's a live look outside from our Circus Skycam. Beautiful blue skies out there this morning. Right now, 44 degrees to get you started on this Wednesday. All right, turning now to our second trending topic of the day. Billionaire Richard Branson is making headlines once again after announcing that all of his employees will have unlimited vacation. Yeah, the Virgin founder is ushering in a new era of rested and satisfied workers, he said, to avoid burnout and enjoy a more rewarding work-life balance. Branson has already introduced a no-limit vacation policy to Virgin's offices in the U.S. and the U.K. and plans to extend it to its subsidiaries should it prove to be successful. The new policy allows workers to take unlimited vacation time without the company tracking those hours. But nevertheless, the proposal does have the public to take care of its, options. Do you think it's a good idea? Obviously, the public decides. Do you think they would encourage you to get a job maybe at Virgin? And do you think it's really the right idea for a company? Would you do it? A lot of questions here. Some people are saying it's not really a great thing. Starting off first with Glenn. Glenn, your thoughts on this one? Do you think this is awesome, right? I could take as much vacation as I want. Do you think people would actually participate in taking more than those 2 weeks or 3 weeks that they would have normally been allotted?
I'm sorry, I was just filling out my application for Virgin. Oh, God. I can put that aside for a minute. Look, I think as long as the employees are being productive, then they can have as much vacation time as they want, but that's going to be the key because there's loafers out there who want to take advantage of unlimited vacation time. Oh, heck, some of us vacation while at our desks, Melissa. We just haven't gone to the beach yet, right?
That's true, and I do think there's probably, Steve, don't you think that there's going to be kind of like this pressure maybe from other employees to say, how much time have you taken off? Maybe the company isn't keeping the hours, but I bet you your coworkers are. Your thoughts?
Taking a lot of vacation, it's a subject that has come up recently about people taking so much vacation and they've got a buildup of how much vacation they can take as opposed to the person that doesn't have any. So you've got that conflict. But I don't know, I think of people working at home. I know people that have got jobs where they work from their computers 3 or 4 days out of the week and only have to go in for 1 day. That's like a vacation as far as I'm concerned because you can do that from any place you want to be. It's just like I can get on air with my telephone and I can be any place in the city as long as I've got a cell phone. Yeah. But you have to be ready to respond and do your job at all times. So, that point of view, I would say yes. Too much vacation, people are going to abuse it, is what I would think.
Kempton, you've got the last word on this one.
Yeah, I think this is a great idea, and it's the company's culture, too. People is not going to have vacation and then first, not damaging to the business is the key.
Exactly. Thanks, you guys. We appreciate it. We would love to hear what you have to say on these comments. You can always go ahead and post them on Facebook, and if you do so, we're probably going to read them live on air. And that's a look at our trending topic. Bill, back to you.
All righty. Appreciate it, Melissa. Well, it is an event all for a great cause. Coming up in just about 10 minutes, we're going to hear from the one and only Tom Jacobs, who is everything you need to know about the upcoming SPCA Gala this Saturday. Tim?
All right, yesterday was a little below average for the temperatures, but today even further below average. A look at the numbers coming up, plus a warm-up for the weekend. That's all in store on that 7-day, a few minutes
Obviously, away. For a company that does piecemeal work and vacation like that, that's not good to work. But hey, sometimes you work hours, long hours, right?
Well, as long as they're being productive.
Yeah, yeah. And your co-workers thinking you're taking vacation too long, hey, and maybe you are not doing the job. So, which I think, that's the balance, right? Yeah, nowadays people work anywhere they are. They bring the damn computer. So
exactly, people can have all the time they want off as long as somebody else doesn't have to pick up the workload.
Hey, you guys, thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. We got to do some stuff here right after the show, so I have to close this down a little bit early. But thank you for coming in.
All right, great job.
Bye, you guys. Have a great day.
Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye.